Hey, remember me? Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't been around. I just haven't had anything to say. So I haven't bothered. I mean, what's the point of just coming on here and blathering, just so you can see my pretty face? But I have spotted, well, actually, I spotted Christine and Celeste's video response to Kelly Bear's latest edition of the Top 5 Decks I Can't Live Without, the 2019 edition. And I thought, okay, I haven't done that since 2016. Oh my God, has it been that long? So I thought I'd give it a shot. So here I am. And it's interesting because she asked us to go back and review and let her know, what we picked the last time and see whether it's changed and how it's changed. And it's interesting because the last time, because everybody was having conniption fits, but oh my God, 5 decks for the rest of my life, I'm never going to be able to cope. I'm just noticing the light's going a bit funny here. I've got a weird video set up. Don't ask. I'll explain it another time. So God knows what this is going to look like. But anyway, it's the best I can do at the moment. I'm really struggling. Anyway, I went with the sort of slightly modified version of, okay, you're going away for a year, 2 years. You can only take 5 decks with you. You won't have access to any other decks. So, which ones do you want to take with you? And that time it was more like, okay, well, I want a variety of decks and I want a Marseille and I want this and I want that and I want the other for the variety. But this time I really am looking at it like I can only have 5 decks for the rest of my life, and that's it. So that's a completely different kettle of fish. And I stuck to tarot. Last time it was 5 tarots. This time it ain't tarot because I need a variety. The other interesting thing in sitting down and going through all my decks and thinking, well, what is a deck I can't live without versus what's a favorite deck? Because they're not necessarily the same things. I have favorite decks that didn't make the cut. I'd be sad to not have them anymore, but I could live without them. So, and then of course, then there's the other side of the thing, the 5 decks that I actually use all the time. And again, that's something different. And these are the decks that I use to read for other people. And I'm just going to quickly go through that because I think that's interesting in itself because it is different. And they are all tarots. I read playing cards and I read playing cards for other people. So I read tarot and playing cards for other people. I don't generally use other cards for other people unless, something pops up. So first and foremost, and this makes it on both lists, and I'm trying desperately hard not to bump this camera because if it goes, this is just going to be a mess, wait for it, ta-da, there you go, Rider-Waite-Smith. Now this is my little blue box, baby, and yeah, it's just this and this last time, this was it. This was the one deck that would have to come with me if I could only have one deck, and that's still the same. And I'm struggling as well because this video setup is like it's not mirrored. I'm used to mirrored, so when I move this way, I expect the thing to be going that way, but it's not. It's going that way. It's just it's driving me crazy. So you're going to have a hell of a time focusing on this. And again, like last time, why am I showing you pictures? Because you all know what it looks like. I'll show you the box, actually, because this deck was in a complete cruddy state when I got it. And if the box is anything to go by, I mean, look at the back of that box. Is that not disgusting? Lovely. And the front is all cruddy and the flaps are all coming off and yeah, look at that. Yeah, disgusting. But I don't care. I don't care because it was cheap. It was cheap for a blue box, and it's a blushing fool. So that is one of the decks I read with. Another deck I read with is the Pointner Tarot, often called the Piatnik Tarot because that's what's emblazoned in huge letters. Let's not try and hold up a whole deck because that never works. That's what's emblazoned on the box in huge letters is Piatnik, but it's actually the Tarot Pointner. And this I've been using to read for people. I really like this one. This is fun. Just trying to get it focused there for you. There you are. You Chevalier du Coup. Colorful, but, right old pippies. So, yeah. But that didn't make the cut. I'm running out of places to put things, so I use the Crystal Tarot. This one. This is the Elizabeth de Trevisan. Oh, Lord. See what I mean about struggling with this? There we go. There you go. And this is a Picard deck. I think I've explained that before. In my last, oh, I didn't tell you what my ones were the last time. I'll come back to that in a minute. Don't let me forget. In my last list, the Tarot Balbi was one of the decks I was going to take with me, and that's a Picard deck. And interesting enough, there's another one in this list, but it's not the Tarot Balbi. So I read with this one, and this is really pretty. This is just absolutely gorgeous cards. I like using this for clients. Doesn't that sound professional? Ha! Yeah, because it's just so pretty. The colors, you know. You got to deliver a bad message. Do it with pretty cards. There's the Hanged Man. That's a nice one. Focus, my dear. There we go. Yeah, anyway, that's enough of that. You get the idea. If you're interested, you can Google. So that's that. This one, this is a weird one. This is the numerological tarot. There we go. Put you over there for a second. I am kind of wanging along here because I know I could start to wax lyrical and be here all day, and you don't want that. So that's quite fun. I have the full 78 card. Well, in actual fact, it's 88 cards because it comes with some numerology cards that I don't, as a rule, use. But all I'm actually using for readings at the moment is the trumps. There's one. And the aces. You don't want to focus, do you, darling? There we go. That's as recommended. Well, not recommended, but as put in the little white book. That's a combination of cards to use. Let's see if I can get another one. Oh, come on! You are focusing so well. Where are you supposed to be? There we go. That's better. Up a bit higher. Yeah. There's something about these. I really like using these. They kind of fire off all sorts of weird, intuitive, fun stuff. So that gets used for readings. And we were just, oh God, I'm going to be spending the next 3 hours tidying everything up. And then another one, because that's essentially trumps plus aces. And then I have another one. This is the Mundo de Rondo. It's a little Spanish deck. And again, it's only trumps. But it's just, look at that. I mean, who couldn't? Look, even the Emperor. People get all huffy about the Emperor, but look at him. Isn't he cute? Focus. There we go. Look at that. They're just so adorable. I'm the sun. Yeah. Got you factor 50? There we go. Yeah. So those are the ones I'm using. But apart from the Rider-Waite-Smith, they didn't make the cut. My list from last time. Thanks for reminding me. It was the Rider-Waite-Smith that I've shown you. The Tarot Balbi that I mentioned. Osho Zen. Yeah, because it's different and because I like it. It's one of my faves. Dame Fortune's Wheel. And one more that I didn't write down. Oh, yes, I know what it is. It was just a Tarot de Marseille. Yeah, doesn't really matter which one, but a Tarot de Marseille. So that I had a nice variety. Nah, that's gone out the window this time. So you can forget that. My 5 decks that I can't live without are the Rider-Waite-Smith. Goes without saying, and we could stop there, but we're not going to stop there because I read playing cards. So I have to have a set of playing cards. This is, and I read German playing cards. So it's a Skat deck. Hello, focus. Not that we don't all know what they look like as well. There we go. And this is the deck I use all the time. I wrote on it because this was going to be my practice deck, and I bought a really fancy version of it in its own little case and, better cardstock and blah, 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 blah. And I can't read with that deck. It's just like inert cardboard. Whereas this one that I've written my little crib notes on, I use this all the time. Oh, and it's a Jägermeister branded thing. There's a whole family sort of story, not story thing, but Jägermeister's a family thing. I'm half German. What can I say? So, and for that reason as well, I love this deck. Where's the Queen of Hearts? If you see my avatar, oh, there she is. It's the little face and the rose. of this on most places that you find me. Again, doesn't really want to focus. And I have no idea if this is even going to work. I have this awful feeling I'm going to get to the end of, well, I'm already 10 minutes in. 20. I hope no more than 20 minutes, and it's going to go splat, but I hope not. So, that's 2. 3 is Morgan's Tarot. This was the second deck I ever bought. There we go. Figure out where you are, Judy. There are no mistakes, har har. I knew it wasn't a tarot because of the picture on the box. But it intrigued me. Let's see if I can find the picture that was on the box. Sorry about this. Should have prepped. Didn't prep. Oh, and pardon the coughing. I've had a weird little cough for months. I am trying to get to see a doctor, but yeah, well. Fortunately, I don't think it's life-threatening. Otherwise, I'd be a bit more stressed about that. Oh, come on. Where are you? There's a lot of cards in this deck. There's 80 some odd cards, I think, in this deck as well. So it does make it a little hard sometimes to find the one you're looking for. But anyway, you get the idea. It's, I knew it wasn't a tarot, but I was intrigued by it and I bought it and I absolutely love it. It's also called the Hippie Tarot. Still available. It was independently published back in 1970, I think. I could be wrong about that. Might be a little bit later than that. But then US Games bought it up, as they do, and they publish it now. So you can still get it if you're, interested in a blast from the past like this one. Let's see, we got something. From here on in, it's nothing but a downhill run. I don't read for other people for this deck. This is just for me. I like this card. It's the Forget It card. But what I love is that in the little card within the card, the I is gone. Significant. So, here's the card that was on the box. And I thought, this looks kind of groovy. Because it was those kind of days. And that's not going anywhere that I'm not going. It's just like, that's got to be with me. Nice. This is my best friend forever deck. I always call it that. So that stays. This is kind of a weird one because I've only really just started using it, and yet it's made it onto the list of the decks that have to go with me. This is my sort of replacement for the Tarot Balbi, because this is another Picard deck. Sorry about this, folks. I don't know. I'm going to have to find a better program to use because this just drives me nuts. And this is the Great Esoteric Tarot, the Spanish thing. They're around. You can get them. I've got an older copy. There's the box. Straighten it up. Pretty. Distributed in the UK by Thorson's Publishers Limited, Dennington Estate, Wellingborough. Like you care? There you go. You get to see it now. And again, it's a used deck. I mean, look at the state of the little white book that came with it. It's all stained. Oh, well, the back's even worse. Look at that. So it's definitely been used. And I can tell it's been used on the continent because I noticed it as I got out of the box again. I thought, I'm sure. I bet if I separate the trumps out from the pips, there'll be a distinct difference in color. Right, so we've got trumps this end. Can I get it? You can just about see. They've been used. They've certainly been used more than the pips have, because the edges are like quite sort of dingy compared to the other ones. And the interesting thing, I hadn't noticed it before. Let me just take them off there. At some point, and I'll just fan it a little bit so you can see a little better. I don't know if you see that little brown spot on the side? They've been singed. I think somebody got a little too close with their cleansing candle or something like that, and it just caught the edge of about 3 cards and just singed them a bit, which I think is sweet. I'm happy with that. But yeah, this is there's the Empress. Death. We always like a good death card, don't we? How's that for fun? I see riding. You know, it looks kind of like a hyena. I don't know, something. There's a tower that means business. Get out of that one. And then it's got Picard style pips. So the cups are associated with air, hence the butterflies. And the swords are associated with water. So you've got the crab and the obvious water underneath. Again, I'm not going to show too many because, you know, it's out there. If you're interested, it's findable. So, last one on the list, and I kicked around for a while. I had a bit of trouble. It's number 5. What am I going to use for number 5? And then I remembered, because I don't have any oracles on here. Now, I have oracles that I love, and I can promise you they're not going anywhere. But could I live without them? Yeah, I could live without them. This is the one oracle that, for reasons I do not understand, and I really didn't say too much about that tarot either, for reasons I do not understand, that tarot really intrigues me at the moment. There's something about it. So I'm working with it more, and if I, today, if I had to decide today, that would be the deck I would keep. 3-4 months down the road, it might be a completely different, well, not a completely different lineup, but, a somewhat different lineup. This is the only oracle that I need to keep. And it's an angel oracle. And it's one of the ones by Alexander Muswok. He's on Facebook. You can probably find his website. All of these cards are available. And it is literally just old, stock images of angels with a keyword. And there's no book or anything with this. But there's just something. This deck, and I've told him this, and I'll say again, this deck makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. And I don't know why. I don't know why. But this is the one oracle deck. I'm not doing much in the way of oracles these days. I'm really into my tarot and obviously playing cards. This is the card I keep getting an awful lot. Focus, damn you. Listening. It's like, yeah. It's like the universe is like really trying very hard to tell me to shut up. Yeah, I love it. Absolve. That's a nice one as well. I get my fat fingers out of it. There we go. Don't know why, but this deck has to go with me because I feel something about this deck in the same way that I feel something about that tarot deck right now. And then of course my best buddy deck is just love. Playing cards because that's what I do, and your bog standard Rider-Waite tarot because that's what I do. So that's my reasons for it. Now, how are we doing here? 18 minutes. I have a quick couple of minutes, maybe, if you'll bear with me, for honorable mentions. And Kelly, she mentioned this one as well, and it's exactly the same thing for me. It's as that actually translates as the Erotic Women Tarot. And I love it. It is just the sweetest, most gentle deck. And I'm not giving a nudity warning. Tough. Shock value. There you go. The gift of loving, and that's the Ace of Cups. They're just, there's hardly anything the least bit erotic about them. Oh, look. The Three of Wands. Destined to be. Aren't they darling? I love them. Those are my girls. It's like, besties getting together for a pajama party sort of thing. It's just so gentle and sweet and lovely. Oh, it's the Ace of Wands now. There we go. They're sweet. And like Kelly, although mine do live in the box just because, it works the way I've got it set up. Hers isn't in a bag or a box or anything because she keeps them out on her altar all the time. And I've got sort of 2 altars. I've kind of, because I'm kind of hiding it up. But anyway, I've got my sort of working stroke ancestor altar behind me there. English house, no space for anything. Got little tiny things. But above my desk here, I've got what I sort of refer to as my personal altar. And it lives up there with sort of my crystals and a bunch of bird feathers and a few more decks, my little crystal balls and bits and bobs. And that's where it lives all the time. And, it would break my heart not to be able to take this one with me because I love it. But yeah, but I don't use it for anybody else but me. So it's got to draw the line somewhere. Another Trumps only weird deck. This is the Les Portes de l'Avenir, the doors of the future. And each one relates to a Tarot de Marseille deck. It says up there, this one is the Devil. Actually, it's good. This is quite a good one. And there's, again, this is a feely deck. I got this deck, and as soon as I got it, I knew that I would only be using it for me or for very, very special readings. There's something about it. But the Devil's quite good. It's the each deck, probably should explain that first. Each deck is represented by a different door. So there's the world, and that's the universal door. I can just about enough French sometimes to. This is. I'm not even going to say that one because the old door, and this is the Hermit. Yeah, and that's all they are. And there's an extra key card that is significant depending on where it is in the spread and things like that. The hidden door is the Priestess, High Priestess. It's like that. But the Devil's quite fun because I was sort of reading it. The Devil is the service door, and I like that because it's. Oh, now I've lost it again. Oh damn. You had it out specifically, but anyway, it's the back door. It's the service door, that you sneak around to. You don't go to the front door. And I'll just read the translation of it. It says, in general, it's temptations in all areas. For the near future, your magnetism will work wonders. Be wary of scabrous situations. That's a lovely word. And it's considered a neutral card. They're a positive, negative, but the Devil is a neutral card. Depends on how you play it. And then there's a little quote that says, this door requires that one enters or that one leaves with a certain discretion. Whether it's a financial transaction or a romantic rendezvous, it would be good not to be noticed. I love it. But again, this is just one of those feeling decks. And, it's honorable mention, but again, I won't use it for anybody else, so I can't justify keeping. And then finally, there's my grandmother's fortune-telling cards. Again, I would have to keep them. So they would be hidden away somewhere in a little secret pocket, and not counted, a little contraband, so they're not counted along with my. Come on, you can focus. You can do it, really. Oh, I bloody hate this camera, and then you set up. There we go. There we go. So that's like the equivalent of the woman card in a Lenormand deck. It's not quite a Lenormand. It's called a Swedenborg deck. The star is beautiful. Look at that. And you can see how small they are. Try to straighten that. Come on, please focus. It's such a pretty card. Well, you get the idea, I think. Sometimes they're called Giza cards. Sometimes it's called the Giza Oracle because this particular edition was published by the Giza cigarette paper people. A bit like the Black Cat Lenormand decks that came out with the Black Cat cigarettes. Oh, even that won't focus. Buggery then. But you get the idea. 36 cards, similar in their way to Lenormand, but not quite. That's another pretty one. The Waterfall. You see, it's got things like the Waterfall. So you've got Lady and Star, and then you've got Waterfall, you've got Pheasant, you've got Sphinx, you've got stuff like that. I would have to keep that because it's my grandmother's fortune-telling deck. That's it. I'm sure I forgot something really important that I wanted to mention. That was, vital. But no, and I've now run on to 24 minutes, so I am going to go away and go and watch the rest of those videos. But I thought if I don't get a finger out and do this now, it's just not going to happen. So hope you're all having a lovely time. I have missed you. I've not been around anywhere very much. Stuff, folks. But don't know. This might have, well, if this works, if I can actually get this uploaded, if I can save it and upload it and it works, then maybe I'll start coming back and doing a little bit more again. I want to try and have something worth putting on here. I don't want to be, showing off the latest deck I've just bought, although frankly, I haven't been buying very many decks lately. I've kind of reached saturation point, I think, and I don't know if the floor could take any more weight. So yeah, there's that. I'd like to do something sort of educational, sort of a bit of sort of, I don't know, how to do certain things, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. And of course, once you sort of commit to doing that sort of thing, then you have to kind of keep it up. It's like if you start a course on, reading playing cards or whatever, and then you get one or two lessons in, and then you kind of dies a death. That's not cool. So I don't want to do that. So I'd have to have some sort of lesson plan written. I just don't know if I'm up for that. But anyway, maybe I'll just pop in and say hi sometime, just because I'm bored. You're bored if you can watch it. Anyway, I'm going. I'll talk to you all later. Bye. Go watch the rest of the videos. Bye, Kelly. Thank you. Love you.